Hello, everybody. Welcome to Module 7. You made it to almost the end of the semester. We just have this 2-week module left and then one short module that will cover the last bit of information that we will need for our final project. So I will get to that in a minute, but first, let's talk about this next 2 weeks module and the topics that we're going to cover. So I think we can all agree that knowledge is power, and research enables sport communication professionals to do your job better. Research enables anybody to do a job better, but especially in the sport communication world. It helps us meet and surpass our goals. It helps us provoke ideas and different ways that we want to explore the field. And it, of course, bolsters the legitimacy of sport communication, not only in the professional world, but also in the world of academia. So together, sport professionals in both the academic and the professional side, together in the industry, professionals and academic researchers work together to promote sport communication and establish it as one of the most important fields in sport communication and in culture. So that might sound like a foreign language to you. A lot of people get intimidated by the word research, but throughout this example, we will take a look at some very practical applications of research and how you can see that research is part of the everyday world in sport communication and in sport in general, not specifically communication, because I know a lot of you aren't going into the communication field, but this is applicable to everybody regardless of what industry you're going into. From there, we will take a look at legal issues within sport. And as we have learned, there is more to sport than just the game. And we're reminded of that often when a player holds out for a better contract, the league locks out players amidst collective bargaining agreements, or perhaps when there's a cheating scandal that shakes a professional team or a collegiate team. Either way, there's lots of different examples that we can pull from the sport world. And while all of these incidences can be explained by one way or another, what we're going to do is take a look at how it is applicable in the world of sport. So sometimes law takes on a different application when it is applied through the lens of sport. So we'll take a look at several different examples, and we'll look at something as if it were to be applied outside of sport, and then in different areas of sport. So professional sport versus collegiate sport. So there's a lot of different examples in there to help you better understand the legal issues related to sport. And this section is designed just to give you a taste of what is involved in both of these two topics, specifically research, and then even more so in the legal issue of sports. You're not supposed to use this as legal advice. It's just supposed to give you some general concepts and understandings of sport law and, like I said, sport research. So at the end of the module, there's a lot of different learning objectives that we will accomplish, but when we get to the end of the module, you will have a discussion, and it will give us a different perspective for how we look at data and how it is applied now in the world of sport. There's a lot of different advancements that have benefited athletes over the years, so we'll take a look and have an interesting discussion on those advancements and whether or not athletes have actually gotten better, or if we just have different pieces of technology that have helped them become better or highlighted the fact that they are better. The last thing we're going to do is have in that discussion post is have you do your own research and identify an example of a legal issue within sport, a current legal issue. You'll share it with your classmates, and then of course we will discuss it. So make sure you do your research and you share an exciting topic, because there's so much fun stuff related to the world of law in sport. I mentioned at the beginning of this video, towards the end of this week, I'm going to post your final module and project. Now, I use the word module very lightly. There is a few pages. Pages is even too big of a word. There's a little bit of information that I want to share with you that didn't necessarily fit into the other modules that we have discussed throughout this course. So there's a very short amount of information that I'm going to share, and then that will lead you into the instructions for our final project. And as I mentioned in the Module 6 video, the final project will be a culmination of a lot of the different areas that we've studied throughout this course. So it's going to be a great way for you to show off what you've learned, for us to recap all the things that we've learned, and also the really cool thing is that you get to pick the topic of the final project. So you can talk about something that interests you in the world of sport. And that sport is I take very lightly. It can be recreation, it can be fitness, as long as it has a theme of sport in it, you get to pick. So that's kind of fun for you. So that is the end of this video. If you have any questions about anything throughout the module, feel free to reach out. I am always here to help you be successful. If there's any questions you have about anything we've covered throughout this course, anything about your grades, anything at all, feel free to let me know. Other than that, good luck, and I will see you on the flip side.